We have a happy summer song, and maybe we have moody...
Just play. Hi there, welcome back to Mixing Breakdown Room. I'm Claudia.
And I'm JBP. Getting honest feedback on our mixes have helped us so much over the years. And so we asked our email subscribers if they wanted their mixes reviewed too. And today we have 3 submissions to review.
Yeah, super exciting. We will be sharing our perspective on what we think is good, what can be improved, and also some suggestions on how to do so.
If you're interested in having your mix reviewed, click the link in the description below. Let's break it down. So the first song we're going to listen to is Summertime by Chester. Definitely has summertime feels. So we're gonna start with what we think is good about the mix.
I like the guitar tones.
Yeah, I wrote that too.
Oh yeah?
I like the guitar
I
tone.
really like the feeling of the song it's giving me as well. And I think it's mainly because of the guitar. And I also think all the tone in this song, it complements the genre. I really enjoy all the music breaks. I mean, obviously, like we will talk about it afterwards, maybe some balance things that can be improved, but it's not drastically imbalanced. Picked guitar with a little bit of delays, those I thought I wrote down very cute.
I don't know if that's what Chester is going for.
Shining through the sky.
Okay, so we talked about the things that are good, and now we're going to talk about things that we think that can be improved. So for me, I have 3 general points. So the first one is the guitars are way too loud. Basically at the beginning, I was really enjoying the drums, but then as the guitar came in, the drums were pretty drowned. Yeah, so guitar is a bit loud in terms of the volume, but also the frequencies. It's really full spectrum and it kind of takes over the whole mix. I would make some space here and there, which we'll go into detail later. Second pointer is the vocals are quite drowned throughout the whole mix, like quite masked.
Summertime, shining through the sky.
If I'm not wrong, I think Chester is trying to get the vocals to be more upfront so that people can hear it by boosting a lot of high frequencies, which in return makes the vocal quite harsh.
I have very similar notes as you. A few of these comments are kind of linked together. The vocals are so bright because they're buried. They're buried because the guitars are loud. And I actually think the vocal can be more compressed.
Yeah, oh, I have that.
The reason why I say that is because in the next section where the vocal pushes louder, there are a few words that kind of like jump out of the music. And so that's why I think, oh, maybe more compression will also help in verse 1.
Waiting for surprise. Joy to summertime.
I would suggest carving out space in the guitars. I think that would naturally make your vocal more upfront. And so you can tone down the brightness, try parallel compression on the vocals as well. The vocal can have a little more like natural dynamics, but also stay on top and stay afloat. And my third point is the moment I saw the waveform, I was like, this song, not much dynamics. Throughout the song, I didn't feel any dynamic change. This song is not like a ballad where it's like big dynamic changes, but I still believe that there is room to breathe. And actually, there's one part I wrote down, the mix is distorted. So I think maybe the limiting is a bit too harsh. But this can be solved, not just not limiting as hard. It's actually the balance right now. It's just so much full spectrum frequency going on. Every frequency is like crowded. Like the bass is full, the guitar is full and loud. It's like everyone's trying to fight for their space. So I would suggest think about each instrument's frequency.
One of my comments is the kick and snare is a little bit buried. The transients have been cut. And so the kick and snare doesn't pop through the speakers.
I felt that because at the very beginning, when it's just the drums, it's quite punchy until everything came in.
Yeah,
but
so maybe the limiter was pretty good in the beginning, and then when everything comes in, it's like, oop. So the second song we're gonna look at is a song by Justin. And the previous song was a happy summertime song. And this one is called April Blues or Monty Blues. There's kind of two titles. I'm not sure which one. Maybe it's an album name. Anyways, so we have a happy summer song, and maybe we have moody.
Just play.
Laying on my bed, I'm staring at the ceiling, thinking about the last time that we talked. Please just leave my head, I'm trying to get some sleep, but all I see is you when I close my eyes. I'm trying to get your heart back, but I know if I try, it's just gonna be like the last time. So tell me something, baby, I don't really know. I wanna love you, but I've been feeling so low. And tell me something, baby, I don't really know. You're getting closer now that I'm gone, and I can get you out of my head. Can't go on like this. I just need more of your taste, baby, one more kiss. I can get you out of my head. Can't go on like this. Me mata tu silencio, me matan tus palabras. How did we get to this? Might just reach for my phone, check up on your night, but we don't talk anymore. So tell me something, baby, I already know. I wanna love you, but I've been feeling so low. And tell me something, baby, I already know. You're getting closer now that I'm gone. I can get you out of my head, can't go on like this. I just need more of your taste, baby, one more kiss. I can get you out of my head, can't go on like this. Me mata tu silencio, me matan tus palabras. How did we get to this? Ooh, ooh, ooh. How did we get to this?
The number you have dialed has been changed.
Wow.
What a good mix.
Let's start with what we like. And I'm actually struggling to think of things I don't like.
The balance, the feeling of the song gives me the vocal tone.
It's a really cool song.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the song.
It's the type of stuff you like.
My first thing that I wrote down was I love the vocal tone
Me too.
and I love the reverb choice.
Laying on my bed, I'm staring at the ceiling, thinking about the last time that we talked.
I don't know if there's a technical way to explain it, but the sound really fits the vibe.
Baby, one more kiss. I can get you out of my head. Can't go on.
The balance is
like
so good.
Yeah, not only the balance, where you've put things in the frequency spectrum. Everything gives enough space for the vocal and for each other in the mix. And so the vocal, I think, sits super nicely. Like it doesn't have that like really too upfront feeling. It kind of like sits in the band. This is a personal choice, but I think it really fit this sound. I really like that the vocal isn't the airiest thing in the song. Like the hi-hat carries more of the super high frequencies. Not that the vocal doesn't have it, but it's not the same as like those very pop songs where the vocal is the most airy upfront thing. And it kind of gives it more of a moody feeling. Thought that was really nice. So as I said, like I struggled to find places that I think can be better, but I think one of the places is the transition because I kind of want to feel a crescendo, but I didn't really get that.
getting closer now that I'm gone, and I can get you out of my head.
There is. It's just subtle. And I think mixing can help it. These
Like
are the,
automation?
yeah.
Another way to achieve this effect is to have the downbeat of the chorus bigger so that it's not rising, 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 and then the same, but like rising, 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 impact, and then a little bit drop. So maybe just riding the vocal louder here.
Oh, I thought it was the kick, actually.
Or the kick and the cymbal. You can ride the overheads if it's a real drum. I think the cymbals can help that too.
I also have a suggestion. I think you can mute absolutely everything at this moment as well. Because I can hear some lingering delays from those bell sounds, which can be also not so clean cut to make this impact very effective. So the bass, this.
Anymore. So tell me something.
I feel like the bass is still in the same level, like didn't ride, basically. Same as like chorus 1. I want to feel like the transitions are purposeful, that they don't just happen by accident. Maybe ride the bass, maybe ride this hi-hat.
Tell me something.
To set up the chorus, basically.
Yeah, for sure. I actually thought the bells were a little in the way of the vocals.
I wanna love you, but I've been feeling so low. And tell me.
It kind of took away a bit of my attention from the vocals because it's just as bright and as upfront. So I feel like maybe it's some sort of EQ shaping so that it sounds more at the back. I think it's the high-mid frequencies.
I just thought that the vocal was a bit buried here, and it's just a volume thing.
How do we get through this?
Because it kind of like helps end the song.
Yeah, I agree.
So the third and last song that we're gonna look at is by Justin called Tell Me How You Feel. And this is the only song that sent a mix reference. Be right back, we're gonna listen to the mix reference.
A few moments later.
I still have one more missed call on the day you have long gone. I wish that you could tell me how have you been lately. I wanna tell you so much, the feelings that I kept on. Best regards to the friendship we ever had before. Why we crossing wrong timing alone? When the times keep coming back, we never hold on. Felt like the way it should have been, but it never happens as we prayed it.
Really great mix. I think it's really good effort. It's really nice Khalil Fong song in English. I really like the vocal arrangements. I think really well done because Khalil Fong's vocal arrangement is like crazy. So like the fact that you are really close to it, I think that's a...
I really like the guitar effects. The guitar is like in a room, and then the bat, bat, like the reverb, it is almost becomes a part of the sound. You know what I mean? I really like that. So I have one more thing to share that's good, but at the same time, it also becomes an issue. It's not that it's a bad choice. We just need to find a way to make it work better. I really like the roominess of the drums. I think it's a really cool sound and a contrast from drums that are always really dry and upfront. However, the room is a little bit boomy. And I think it works in the beginning. Or like in this moment where there's just the kick. When the rest of the song comes in, I have another comment that the bass isn't supporting the song as well as I'd like. But maybe one of the reasons is because the room is very boomy. And so it's kind of taking the space the bass should be.
Felt like the way it should have been.
Perhaps one way to have the best of both worlds is to keep the room as it is in those moments where the bass isn't playing, but in the other parts, you can thin out the room, either with a low cut or a low shelf.
The bass guitar is too small. I wish it's bigger because it's the main thing that drives the groove of the song, not the drums. Watch our low-end video. Talked a lot about how to balance the kick and the bass. I think reverb in this song is a bit of a problem because at first I thought, oh, maybe that's the style you like, until I hear the reference.
This is where I have a question mark. Did he send the reference because he wanted to reference the mix? Or did he send the reference because that's the song he's covering?
Oh no, bro, you gotta tell us.
And it sounds quite different to me. So let's comment based on the mix.
Then if that's the case, I would think that the reverb right now is a bit muddy, whether if it's the vocal reverb. And I can actually hear quite a long reverb on the drums. The drum is already roomy with quite a boomy room sound, plus some additional reverb on the drums makes the low end really muddy because the low end keeps going. After the kick hits, it's almost like extending the kick. For the vocal reverb, it has too much high end. There's too much high frequencies. So basically just EQing your reverb. Just add another plugin after the reverb and then like just cut the highs. And I think that will create less distractions because there was a lot of going on.
I wish that you could tell me how have you been lately.
And also, not only the high frequencies, but the lower frequencies. So the drum and also from the vocal, it is all kind of like, so like shape your reverbs. I think that will immediately solve a lot of problems.
I can see that we both have a comment about the EP.
I try my best to you. Seems like you haven't seen true things stuck up in a mind.
The EP is really big in terms of frequency response. It's like so full spectrum. And because of that, it masks a lot of things. Actually, it's not just vocals. It's like the guitar is really at the back. I wish I can hear more guitars, but the EP was so big. The bass is also like way behind, as we mentioned. So like, I think the balance in terms of the EP can come down a bit.
Is it just volume or you suggest frequency?
Yeah,
too?
frequency too.
I also have a feeling that it kind of sticks out of the mix because everything else has so much reverb.
Yeah.
And then this
It's the
thing
only
almost
thing.
sounds dry. Contrast in the mix is really good, but it's almost a bit too much. If the EP should suddenly become the star of the show, then it's fine. But to me, it sounds like it's stuck out when it shouldn't. But if you just slap a room on it now, it won't really solve that problem entirely. Follow Claudia's suggestion first. Maybe look at the volume, and then if need be, make it thinner, and then maybe add a room to kind of make it sit into the rest of the mix.
Yeah.
So I really like the beatbox here. It's super cool. And I know in Khalil Fong's arrangement, he did it slightly differently in this music break. So I think it's a really cool choice to put this here. I can hear that there's a new element that's introduced into the song. That is those ad-libs. This might be totally different than your intention, but from a pure listener's point of view, I'm interested in the new element and I wish I could hear it a bit more. Because we've already heard the beatbox, we kind of know what it's doing, but I want to hear what the new thing. Number one, I think it's a bit soft. Number two, the reverb is drowning it out a little bit. I do think you want to keep that kind of really ambient, almost in another room kind of feeling. So it's not a matter of taking away that reverb. I think it's a really cool choice. It's just a matter of shaping it a little bit with volume, maybe compression, maybe shaping the reverb with EQ, and you'll be able to achieve the balance of having that nice big reverb room sound, but still having the ad-libs audible and loud enough, but not in the way of the rest of things in the mix. Nice cover. I like that you honored the soul of the song, but you put your own sonic twist into it, made it a little bit more like chill, a little bit more ambient.
Yeah, well done. So that's it. Thank you so much to the 3 of you who submitted your mixes. We really appreciate your bravery and your openness to receive comments and other people's opinions.
By sharing our perspective, we hope we have helped you on your mixing journey. And even if it's not your mix, we hope that what we've shared will help you in your mixes too. If you would like feedback on your mix as well, click the link in the description below.
Like this video if you like this kind of format. Share it with your friends if you think they need a mix review. Subscribe for more mixing content, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.